Do you ever get that feeling that you're falling behind in life? You're with your friends, and they're talking about their promotions, their new apartment, their 5-year plan, and you just nod along, smiling. But inside, there's this quiet, screaming panic that you're the only one who doesn't have a clue. I know that feeling well. For years, I was the king of nodding and smiling. That feeling isn't a personal failure. It's a symptom. It's a sign that you're caught in 3 hidden traps. And in this video, we're going to expose them, so you can finally stop pretending and start living. And I've also got a little something for you. My personal starter kit for getting unstuck. It's the simple tool I wish I'd had all those years ago. Now this kit is designed to help you break free. But to use any tool effectively, you first have to understand the exact nature of the problem you're trying to solve. You need to know exactly what these traps are and how they work. So, let's expose the first one. The first trap is something I call the life blueprint myth. From a young age, we're taught that we're supposed to have a detailed blueprint for our lives. School is the training ground. You learn your subjects, you pass your exams, and by graduation, you're expected to walk out with this perfect, finalized plan, showing your career, your relationships, your whole future. But what happens when your page is still blank? Or maybe it's just a few messy scribbles. You feel like you can't even lay the first brick because you're terrified you'll build the whole thing wrong. You end up just standing there, paralyzed, while everyone else seems to be building their perfect house. Now, let's be clear. If you're one of those people who knew you wanted to be a veterinarian since you were 6, that's amazing. Seriously. But for many of us, that's not how it works. Even J.K. Rowling got dozens of rejections before the first Harry Potter book was published when she was 32. Stan Lee created his first hit comic, The Fantastic Four, when he was almost 40. Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his breakout role until he was 46. Their lives weren't a straight line, they were a fascinating, winding river. Before I was I thought I was going to be a graphic designer, then a historian. For a brief, confusing week, a professional boba tea taster. That last one didn't pan out. The point is, the idea that you're supposed to have one unchanging passion is a myth. And the intense pressure that comes from believing in that myth, that's the first trap that keeps you from simply taking a step. But once you escape that myth, you run straight into the second trap, which feels like standing in front of a cosmic buffet with a million options. I call it the endless menu effect. Think about your great-grandparents. Their career choices might have been farmer, blacksmith, or slightly different kind of farmer. The menu was short, but your menu? It's infinite. The internet shows you a million possible lives you could lead, a million skills you could learn, a million places you could live. And while that sounds like freedom, it often feels like the opposite. Your brain, as brilliant as it is terrible at choosing from infinity. It leads to a very real effect called decision fatigue. It's the same reason you can scroll through Netflix for 45 minutes and end up watching nothing. That small, annoying paralysis you feel choosing a show, just multiply that by the weight of choosing your entire future. You're so afraid of making the wrong choice from a million options that you make no choice at all. You just stand there at the cosmic buffet, starving because you can't decide what to put on your plate. And that feeling of being completely stuck and overwhelmed, is what pushes us directly into the final and most common trap of all. When we don't know which way to go, we look around and try to use someone else's map. I call this the trap of the borrowed compass. When we're frozen and confused, it's natural to look outwards for answers. We see our old classmate post on LinkedIn that they just became senior vice whatever of something important, and our borrowed compass needle swings towards corporate success. Then we see a friend on Instagram post beautiful photos from their travels, and our needle swings towards digital nomad. Our parents tell us we need a stable job with a pension, and the needle swings again. Before you know it, you're trying to walk north, east, and southwest, all at the same time. And let's be clear, it's normal to care what people think. We're social creatures, but the trap isn't caring. The trap is when the direction of everyone else's life becomes the direction for your own. Here's the simple truth. You cannot find your own north while you're holding someone else's compass. And I know that can be a tough thing to realize. It might feel like you've been walking in the wrong direction this whole time, and that can be discouraging. But I want you to reframe that thought. The journey up to now wasn't a waste. It was research. You were just gathering data on all the paths that aren't yours. And the moment you realize that, the moment you decide to put down that borrowed compass, that's not the end. That's the real beginning. So, where does this new beginning actually start? The answer isn't a grand 10-year plan. That's just trying to order from the whole endless menu at once. The escape is something much smaller, much quieter. I call it the 1 degree shift. This simple idea is the antidote to all 3 traps because it's designed to lower the stakes to almost zero. It takes the terrifying 50-ton question, what is my life's purpose, and shrinks it down to a manageable 2-pound question. What's one small thing I can do next? It bypasses the life blueprint myth because it's not about finding the destination. It's about taking the very next step. It solves the endless menu effect because you're not looking at a million choices. You're just looking at what's directly in front of you. And it helps you put down the borrowed compass because it's based on an internal feeling of curiosity, not an external result. So, stop asking, what should I do with my life? It's too big of a question. Instead, ask yourself this. What is one small thing I can do today that feels just 1 degree more curious, 1 degree more energizing, 1 degree more like me? Maybe it's journaling for just 5 minutes. Maybe it's unfollowing 10 social media accounts that make you feel like you're behind in life. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk without your phone, just to see what you think about. The action itself can be tiny, even seem insignificant. The point isn't the action. The point is the shift. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, seriously, I want you to go down to the comments, and I want you to write down one tiny, 1 degree shift you are going to make in the next 24 hours. Maybe it's one of the examples I just gave, or maybe it's something totally your own. It doesn't matter how small it is. By writing it down, you're making a promise to yourself. You're turning a passive thought into an active intention, and by sharing it, you're not only holding yourself accountable, but you might just inspire someone else in the comments who feels just as stuck as you do. Go on, I'll wait. That right there, that decision to commit to 1 small step is everything, because the path isn't found. It's made by walking. And to help you take that first step, I've put together a simple 1-page PDF for you. I'm calling it the 1 Degree Shift Starter Kit. It has a list of 20 different super simple shift ideas you can try, plus a little worksheet to help you find your own. It's a tool to help you start building your own compass today. It's completely free. The link is right at the top of the description. It's not your fault you felt lost. You were just caught in the traps. Think of this as your key to start walking free.